Ladies and gentlemen, Eagles Nation, can you believe this? Just months after hoisting the Lombardi Trophy in Super Bowl 59, our Philadelphia Eagles, the team that danced through the confetti like kings of the Gridiron, are suddenly staring down the barrel of their own internal storm. It's like watching a blockbuster sequel where the heroes start bickering before the big climax. What happened to that unstoppable force that shredded the Kansas City Chiefs in a rematch for the ages? Tonight, on this special Eagles report, we're diving headfirst into the A.J. Brown saga that's got the whole city buzzing. Buckle up, because if there's one thing Philly fans know, it's how to turn heartbreak into fuel. Fly, Eagles, fly. Let's get into it. First off, let's rewind the tape on this week's drama, because it's straight out of a soap opera scripted by the NFL gods themselves. It all kicked off after that gut-wrenching loss in Week 5, where A.J. Brown, our three-time Pro Bowler, the Mississippi Missile with hands like magnets, appeared to hit the brakes on what could have been a dagger of a touchdown. Replays showed him easing up just a hair, and boom, the ball sails incomplete. Post-game, A.J. doesn't mince words. That was on the throw, not me. Oof. Fans erupted, reporters swarmed, and suddenly, whispers of a fractured offense echoed louder than the boos at the link. Jalen Hurts, our dual-threat dynamo who's supposed to be the heartbeat of this squad, looked mortal. And Saquon Barkley, the New York transplant we stole from the Giants in a move that still has Big Blue fans seething. He steps up like the big brother nobody asked for, reportedly pulling A.J. and Jalen aside for a heart-to-heart. Or so we thought. Fast forward to Week 6, and it's déjà vu on steroids. Hurts launches a pick-six that flips the script faster than a bad plot twist, and there's A.J. again, ghosted in the end zone, wide open like he's waiting for an Uber. Another loss, another finger pointed. Reporters corner Brown, A.J., about that meeting with Saquon and Jalen, what went down? His response? A flat-out denial that lit social media on fire. But hold the phone, because today, A.J. took to X, formerly Twitter, for you old schoolers, to set the record straight. Just to clear this up, he posted, that wasn't a meeting or a sit-down. I said, I don't recall, because it got painted like there was tension and Sa had to step in. That's not true. I was walking to my car, saw them, and stopped to talk. Nothing more. A parking lot powwow. Come on, folks, that's Philly grit right there. No fancy conference room, just 3 stars hashing it out under the sodium lights like the blue-collar warriors we love. It's raw, it's real, and if it sparks some fire, who are we to complain? Now, let's peel back the layers, because this isn't just about one viral tweet or a missed throw. It's a symptom of a deeper ache in the Eagles' engine room. Remember Super Bowl 59? That wasn't luck. That was destiny. Jalen Hurts, the Alabama to Oklahoma transfer who rose from backup to franchise savior, engineered a comeback against Mahomes that had us all screaming from our couches. A.J. Brown, traded from Tennessee in 22 for a king's ransom, torched secondaries with 1,400 yards and 10 scores last season. And Saquon? We inked him to a 3-year, $37 million deal after he bulldozed us in the NFC East Wars, turning our run game from solid to seismic. Devonta Smith, the sleek slot wizard from Alabama, rounds out a receiving core that should make defenses weep. Yet here we are, 6 games in, averaging a measly 23.7 points per game. League average, folks, bang in the middle of the pack. And get this, they've played one more game than most teams. Strip away those 230-burger blowouts in Weeks 3 and 4, one sparked by Jordan Davis's monster-blocked field goal and scoop-and score against the Rams, and you're looking at a unit that's sputtering like a '76 Chevy in the snow. Tactically, it's a head-scratcher. Nick Sirianni, our head coach who's walked the tightrope from Super Bowl hero to hot seat villain, preaches that Shanahan-style zone-running scheme. But lately, it's like the play-calling's stuck in neutral. Hurts is holding the ball too long. His time to throw is up a full second from last year, forcing those hero ball heaves that defenses are feasting on. Brown's routes? Still crisp as a fresh pretzi from Reading Terminal, but the chemistry's off. In the red zone, where touchdowns turn games, the Eagles are converting just 52% of trips, dead last in the NFC East. Compare that to the Cowboys, our eternal NFC East nemesis, who are humming at 68% with Dak Prescott slinging it to CD Lamb like it's a backyard barbecue toss. And don't get me started on the Giants, Saquon's old stomping grounds, who are somehow outscoring us in the second half despite that ragtag roster. It's unfathomable for a team loaded like ours, Young guns on D like Devin Witherspoon and Quinyon Mitchell locking down the back end, but the offense can't close the deal. 4 of 6 games without a fourth-quarter touchdown? That's not Eagles football. That's a nap. To put this in perspective, let's hop in the time machine back to the glory days that make Philly the toughest town in sports. Think 2017. Carson Wentz goes down, Nick Foles steps up, and we shock the world against Brady's Pats in Super Bowl 52. Or rewind to the 90s, when Reggie White, the Minister of Defense, sacked QBs like it was his divine calling, leading us to our first NFC championship in '01. Brian Dawkins, the flying safety with a stare that could curdle milk, patrolled the secondary like a one-man wrecking crew. Donovan McNabb, our original gunslinger, scrambled for his life behind that porous line, slinging no-look passes that had us chanting IGLS from the parking lots of the vet. Fast forward to now. Jason Kelce's retired, but his center snap echoes in every huddle. Hurts channels that McNabb magic. Brown's got the Reggie White work ethic. Drafted 19 picks after the Pats snubbed him for N'Keal Harry in 2019, remember? AJ spilled his guts on Bus Sin with the boys, saying he locked himself in the closet and bawled when Tennessee called instead. I just knew I was going to the Pats, he admitted, a die-hard fan crushed by the draft gods. Now, with Mike Vrabel, his old Titans boss, helming New England, trade whispers are swirling like cheesesteaks at a tailgate. But that $20 million dead cap hit? It's a non-starter this season. Still, it stings. Philly's passion runs deep, but so does the wanderlust when the W's dry up. I caught up with a fictional insider, okay, let's call him Eagle Eye Eddie, a beat reporter who's seen more Link walk-offs than I've had hot dogs, and he didn't hold back. Look, this parking lot chat? It's classic Eagles, messy, but it works, Eddie told me over a virtual cheesesteak. AJ's not throwing shade, he's demanding better. Imagine if Reggie White had sulked after a bad snap? Nah, he prayed and pancaked the next guy. Hurts needs to trust the checkdowns more, feed Saquon those outside zones where he averages 5.2 yards a pop. And Brown, channel that draft night fire, run through bricks for Jalen. Spot on. Fans are chiming in too. Picture this, a die-hard from South Philly, voice cracking on my hotline. We bled green for Super Bowl 59. One bad stretch don't define us. Tell AJ and the boys. Lincoln Financial Field's waitin'. Bring the fight, or we'll chant louder than the Cowboys' tears. So, where does this leave us, Eagles faithful? Predictions time. If they harness this drama, turn that parking lot talk into practice reps, they rebound big against the Commanders in Week 7. Washington's secondary is Swiss cheese. Expect Saquon to gash him for 120 yards, Hurts to Hurts for 250 through the air, and AJ to snag that revenge TD. Playoff implications? Still NFC East frontrunners, but another slip, and Dallas smells blood. Long term, this could forge a dynasty tougher than Rocky Balboa's chin. Think back-to-back rings by 27, with Devonta Smith as the deep threat heir to T.O.'s throne. But it starts with unity. No more missed throws, no more slowed strides. The defense, led by that Jordan Davis brick wall, can only bail him out so many times. Offense, step up. As the sun sets over the city of brotherly love, let's remember why we bleed green. It's not just football. It's family, it's fire, it's that electric hum when 70,000 strong belt out, Fly Eagles Fly like a rock anthem. We've weathered Super Bowl droughts, Reggie White retirements, and yes, even Donovan-era heartbreaks. It's a blip. A spark. Tune in Sunday. Watch Jalen sling it, AJ haul it, Saquon rumble. Follow us here on Eagles Report for every snap, every story. Philly, you're the heartbeat. Now go make some noise. This is your anchor, signing off, EAGLES. Fly high, stay passionate.